They signed up for a cruise. What they endured was a cluster. 5 months after the Ruby Princess's infamous journey, one of the most senior silks in the country delivered blistering findings. Brett Walker SC questioned why thousands of passengers were allowed to disembark before test results were known. At the risk of sounding crude, this is not rocket science. He said officials from New South Wales Health failed to do their jobs. The decision to assess the risk as low risk, meaning in effect do nothing, is as inexplicable as it is unjustifiable. It was a serious mistake. The report reveals 28 deaths are now linked to the ship, while 663 Australian passengers and 191 crew members contracted coronavirus. Fred Jackson and his wife Julie spent weeks apart in separate hospitals after testing positive.
There is a lot of people have got to be held to account on this because lives have been disrupted.
A week into its voyage, the ship docked in Wellington and 5 swabs came back negative for COVID-19. There were just 25 swabs on board. Mr. Walker called that a woeful shortcoming. The ship's doctor suspected an influenza outbreak. Carnival cut the cruise short to return to Sydney. The day before the ship docked in Sydney, an illness log sent to the health department recorded more than 100 people with respiratory symptoms. Still, the ship was deemed low risk. But sick passengers continued to come forward, and the report found New South Wales Health missed the significant spike that was developing. The health department also failed to use updated national guidelines on what constituted a suspected COVID case. Mr. Walker found everyone with symptoms should have been tested. The ship arrived at Circular Quay and 2,700 passengers disembarked despite the pending results of 13 COVID swabs. The first positive results were delayed until the next day, by which time passengers were long gone. That delay was slammed as inexcusable. There are calls for a formal apology from the Premier to victims.
I think that will go some way to helping many of them as they still go about the healing process.
A criminal investigation by New South Wales Police is ongoing, and the findings are expected later this year. Jamie McKinnell, ABC News, Sydney.